Welcome back. I know we've all been waiting for this. 24 packs. The biggest mystery box so far until the next round. 2 autographs, possible Shaq. Enough said. Let's get after it. So the question I have as we open this box for all of you so far is, what is the craziest or coolest box I've opened so far for you guys? Everybody's going to have a different answer. I know Christmas we opened that, vintage, super old trading card cane that we all saw when we were kids. This has got to be, to me, one of those. All right, so we got it opening up. So this is 2005. MJ Holding always scares me when it's MJ Holding, but that's life. All right, so in a monster box like this, I'm keeping more than 2 cards, by the way. I'll end up keeping probably 4. Because I've learned that, well, you guys are obviously generous and understand we're opening a lot of big stuff. So, 94.95. We've opened, this is a hobby pack too. 24 press pass. We've definitely seen some of that. 2005, 2006 hoops, 2004, 2005. So we'll kind of try to we're going to have glue everywhere, I'm sure. All right, guys, let's get this thing out of here. I can tell you, I have been waiting to open this since I had set it up on the wall. Of course, we're going to get some crunchy Fleer. Not sure what we're going to do with those. I mean, we'll probably open them, but those are bad. I kind of can tell the way this box condition is. It probably wasn't scored the greatest, so hopefully we don't have any more issues. But now that we got that out of the way, let's see what's inside. I guess we're going to see that auto. More Flair. Now, 94.95 isn't the greatest, obviously, for Jordan. And unfortunately, we see a bunch of that. But our rookie's just sitting there. Why? Why? Just loose in the box. You made it very anticlimactic. Ruined the start of our video, MJ. MJ Holding. I have words I want to say, but there could be kids watching, and we are not going to say them. But very disappointed. Jason Lawson. Jackie Vaughn, I'm assuming. Give me the scoop, you guys. Tell me who these peeps are. Not numbered, I'm assuming. Both from 97 score. And are we just going to be filled? All that anticipation. Isn't that life? All right, I'll lower this camera down so you guys can be disappointed and saddened with me. That's okay. Let's just get into it. We got some good packs in here. All right, lots of Flair. We should be able to get, what was there, 1 Jordan out of the Flair? We got all the, oh my gosh. Some of it's crunchier than others. Look at all this Fleer. Look at all this Fleer. I'm going to have nightmares. I'm going to have Fleer nightmares tonight. All right. We're just going to rip through and get into these Fleer. We're going to see what we can get out of them. Again, if I can't get them apart, we'll just look at the insert in the middle. There it is. Coleman. Can't get them apart. There's a Sean Kemp in there. So when I go to list these, I am not going to put in the Fleer, just so you guys know. Sean Kemp. But I could. I just hate sending damaged cards. Jeez. Seemed like a thicker pack. Very disappointed. Pippen. I guess that one's not bad. I mean, I guess I could send them. Maybe I'll have to leave that option open to the buyer. I'll at least pull that insert out of the center. Well, that one wasn't as bad. There, we're getting through them. Anthony, Sean, Bradley King, Nick Anderson, Benoit. Big leaders. Well, there we go. Coach. They're a little too sticky. Smiths. There we go. At least we got a good NBA leaders one in there. So these, I'm guessing, are the ones that were inside the box. Joe Dumars. There we go. Now we're getting there. Dino. Rookie sensations. Clyde the Glide. Everybody's sticking in through this painful experience to start with, but as someone has commented many times before, they all can't be winners, but we're making this still. Again, some of these aren't. I'm kind of happy. Well, we're going to skip to this insert. Yeah. All NBA David Robinson. Not as good. This is kind of interesting opening packs. Ooh, that's bad. Colbert, Cheney. And it's not worth monkeying around. There is hot packs, though. Wouldn't that be funny to get a hot pack out of this? Scottie Pippen. All defensive team. Sorry, that one just bent literally in half. You know, if this would have been by the other companies, Legends LP, some of them that I've opened in the past, I probably would have been way more stoked because there's a cool Pippen. Triple threats. You know, Pippen, you got us in a pretty good condition card that wasn't sticking. We're going to give you the highlight. We're not going to let Jordan steal your thunder on this one, are we? Obviously, you guys know I'm a Jordan fan. I do like to heckle the LeBron fans, though. I'm sure some of you guys know that, but... All right. Lindsey Hunter. Rookie since... There really isn't that many... Really isn't the rookies in this year anyways. I think that's why they're all included in this thing. So, all right, let's open up the... 93-94 Series 2. A little more intriguing. Not if it's all going to stick, though. All right, I think we got them separated a bit. Sam. Draft pick, Earl. So some of these still are sticking a little bit. Dominique. Williams. Inside, outside. I wouldn't mind seeing some. Checklist, Murray. I think we're all waiting for what I haven't opened yet, which is the Flair. There's a Steve Smith, USA. Pack, Elliott. No, these are nice. Isaiah Ryder. Of course I know him. I'm a Minnesota guy. Klein. Bob Hurley, Josh Grant, second round pick. Isaiah Thomas, USA. USA. Brian Davis. Dickens. RV. Well, this had a lot of rookies in that pack. A lot of rookies in there. Isaiah Ryder. I'm not going to put him up there. I'm the only guy that... You know what? I can do whatever I want. I'm going to throw Isaiah Ryder right there. Just because I'm a Minnesota guy. All right. I will save these towards the end. We're going to do all these ones first. These are like ripping into a box because they're literally a box a pack. The cards I could never afford as a kid is basically what I always think of. These are the ones I wanted. These are going to be in great condition. Dikembe Mutombo. Hot numbers. That is the insert. Mark Price, Larry Johnson. And they're thick. Anthony Peeler. And so, yeah, in case you don't know, a range of odds. Hot numbers, center spotlight, and scoring power. I think scoring power was always the best, better than the inserts, wasn't it? So I thought, who knows? Karl Malone. Isaiah Thomas. Well, Karl Malone again. Sprewell. Some Wolves in there. Derek Coleman. Man, these were always like just the thick card of. Well, we can't hide what we're seeing in the front there. There's that center spotlight. We'll be definitely sleeving that one up right away. Oh, a good old Alonzo Mourning. Actually, I'd find my slightly thicker because these are a little bit of a thicker card. That is a great end. That is the epitome of 90s inserts. I mean, that's really a good one too, but Harper, Elliott, Rick Fox, Johnson. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy hitting that. I mean, it's a morning. So here's something kind of interesting I always found too. And this brings up a great point that I'll probably mention in more than one video. But it's interesting now the way people collect cards, because if you look back then, I mean, you could look at like a Shaq card, you know, Shaquille O'Neal, any of these big names through the 90s. KG to me is the most underrated cards. But when you look at these cards, the only value is really in Jordan or the rare inserts. Scoring power. So I find it interesting now, people collecting just a plethora of different rookies, right? But I think history kind of shows with most sports now, like, who do people collect for basketball that are valuable from the 90s? Really, it's Jordan. Even for football, like, people want Brady or nobody. Like, the prices on most cards are so low. And to me, that's always been so crazy that there's not a lot of value in all the rest of the players that played, except the main ones. So I always wonder if that's going to be the same way down the road, where it's going to be one QB right now. There's a nice Shaq. Or one, you know, basketball player. I mean, obviously it's been LeBron for the most part right now for what people collect. But in 10, 20 years, will any of these other rookies of all these other all-stars be worth anything? Because they weren't, and they haven't been from the 90s. For some of the all-stars rookies that were great players back then too. You know, your Ray Allens, your... we got another scoring power. This had commented in on X about Hakeem's footwork. His crazy footwork. Put him right down in front. D. Brown. Coleman. Campbell, Davis. These are fun cards. You guys know I'm a 90s basketball guy, so slightly disappointed the array of products, but again, MJ Holdings, they'll do that to you. Peyton. Here, it's taking a little bit more. This could have been the pack that was on the outside again. Sean Kemp. Dennis Scott. McDaniel. Alonzo Mourning. Well, in this era, we know there's not a lot of collect because there's just not as many guys. I mean, there was a couple of laps there of rookies that were super collectible and on that high level back then. Last one. And then we got our 4 post ones. Oh, sticky. Keep this ball rolling. Already on the last one of these. Reggie. Always good to see a Reggie Miller in there. Okay, Clyde the Glide. Clyde was fun watching. Play 2. Hardaway. Steve Kerr. Slightly younger looking than now. And Walt Williams. So definitely some cool inserts in that one. So let's get to 2004 press. We can't let the modern cards beat us, can we? Looks like there's a little ding right there. Somebody's fingernail grabbed that pack. I don't think it was me. I'm gonna have to watch the replay. Iguodala. It's not a bad one though. We've seen these before. Big numbers. Josh Childress and David Harrison. Always some cool inserts out of this one. Just throw that with that one. All right, we got 2005, 6 hoops. You know, there's always got to be packs that are fighting with me. Ben Wallace. Chris Paul. We got the Chris Paul rookie. Ray Allen. LJ Profiles. We're going to throw the Ray Allen up there. Of course, the new ones had to come in here and try to show up our old stuff. That's just how it works. The Chris Paul rookie. We've built a few Chris Paul rookies lately, haven't we? We just had one not too long ago. Oops, you could probably shine right in front of those ones. Eddie Jones. Oh, look at that. The new packs coming out in full force. Dwayne Wade. Hot list. Game worn jersey. Loving it. Loving that. Man, you know, it's still working out. Yeah, I'm putting the autos kind of in the back. It kind of took over our display here, didn't it? And then even a Paul Pierce to throw in there. Kind of took over our little display up here. And then we got our sweet shots left. Steve Nash. Davis. Eddie Jones. I see some purple. Nope, blue. Carl's a Boozer. To finish it off. Well, there it was. The much anticipated disappointing of the two autographs. So I'm going to put these up there first. Big East Defensive Player of the Year, Jason Lawson and Vaughn. So some of the basic cards, the Iguodala. I'll throw some top loaders for those. Some scoring power, Hakeem the Dream, Shaq. We have the hot numbers, Mutombo. And then, of course, we got to go through the rest. All right, guys, what's your favorite one? This is kind of weird that I'm going to end up sitting on these modern ones just because, well, we have the scoring power. We already saw one of those inserts. We got the Isaiah Rider I threw up there because I like Isaiah Rider. So I got to pick 4 out of this monster stack. I'm tempted to keep the autos, but Scottie Pippen, triple threats. That's obviously not 8 of 10 total numbered. LJ profiles. I'm obviously keeping this hot list. How awesome of a card is that? From 2004-5 even. Then we got the Chris Paul rookie. I think these are the 4 I'm going to hang on to. I got an old insert, a bunch of new, but I just think I have. I mean, what a crazy fun. I wonder with that Wade too. I mean, you just don't see those as often. Yeah, not the most high value cards, but overall pretty cool rip. New and old kind of mixed together, but way too many Fleer and Flare from 94-95. That's probably the biggest disappointment. But overall, another fun rip. Love 24 packs, of which all these boxes did. Again, you're going to see some pretty crazy monster box that I got coming up here. So, all right, you guys have a good one. I do have a couple things to go, and then we're going to have that new wall set up. Pretty excited. I might give you a little sneak peek. Otherwise, you guys have a good one, and we will see you back tomorrow.